All right, everybody, welcome to the closing stream of GBL4. We decided to call it the season finale, actually. I'm going to adjust my scene for that because it is everyone's favorite show. Reality show, as Hazelnut Milk called it. But it is reality, and it is quite the show. And then watch this transform, center horizontally, boom. All right. We got some lovely matches coming up for all of y'all. First, we will have Code Crusher versus Tony, which is a premier level match. And then we will have Redfield versus Mr. Fack, which will be a very exciting challengers match. And finally, will be uh, Hazelnut Milk versus Akatu, duking it out for who wins the entire shebang. All right. So now I'm gonna take a quick look at the league results. Everybody take a long look at that. Uh, so I can't wave my mouse around to show everybody, but this is how the Premier Division is looking. You'll see Code Crusher. The Code Crusher is way down there at the bottom. That is the auto relegation spot. The Code Crusher needs to do well to stay in this. So everybody kind of take this in, and then I'm going to switch back to here so the players can start when they're ready. And I'll maybe, chat a little bit more about that stuff. All right. Are both of our players ready? If you could give me like a thumbs up or like a ready in the chat would also be acceptable. All right, do we have readies from players? Did I miss a thumbs up? Level starts. That's right. I got too caught up in the world of CTWC. There's only one level start. But now we are in GBL territory. Tony is suggesting Heart 7 all the way. These players can pick between Heart 7 and Heart 5. All right, looks like we have confirmation on Heart 7. If both players are ready, we can get this going. Okay, looks like everybody's ready. So I will count off 3, 2, 1, Tetris. And the pieces start falling. So the situation here, these players need to do well. Tony's safe. He can't win the whole thing, but got a good spot on the leaderboard, and he's not really going to go anywhere. However, on Code Crusher's side, there's some things to take note of. Like that hole in the stack, Code Crusher. Oh, beautifully burned out. Love that. Uh, Code Crusher needs to win. But if there is a cider, there's kind of a bit of a tiebreaker situation to determine exactly if Code Crusher will be auto relegated or sent to playoffs and have to fight for his spot. But basically, Code Crusher is in it to win it. We'll score check here, 15 lines, and oh, there's the Tetris. 20 lines and 24,000 points for Code Crusher. 22 lines and 41,000 points for Tony. These scores are pretty low because we are doing heart starts, but the way it is. What up from Tolstoy? Yeah, hazelnut milk. Bro is playing from a car. Uh, but yeah, it's a camper van. He's on 5G. It's a pretty awesome setup. It's how I like in my head envision all the CTM streams by Fan Dweller go. Well, my voice is very down here today. Ugh. DLB and MJ are also paying attention to this match because if Code wins, DLB is pushed down and will have to face the uh, second place in Challengers division to fight for his spot in Premier, and MJ would get auto relegated. So basically, if Tony wins, things kind of stay a bit the same. If Code Crusher wins, things get shuffled around. Code Crusher looking for the right piece to carve this out and get Tetris ready again. Both players fairly close in lines. I mean, in general as well, but Tony ahead by, well, now 20,000 points. That's a couple. Well, that's fast. That was fast. Oh, I was trying to do math on how many Tetrises ahead Tony was, and Code Crusher topped out. Good thing it's best of 5. All right. Be on that first round. Code Crusher. Not too happy about that top out, but he's warming up. Ready to he's ready to show us a little something here. Oh goodness me. Oh, it's not. Trying to pull up some information here to be a good commentator. Ah, okay. Anyway, how are our players doing? Are we ready for the next round? We are. And we will kick off the next round here in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Ah, Tony's lights went out during that. That was what that fiddling was about. It didn't seem to stop him, but you know, that's camper van life for you. Camper van life. Tony nice and clean. Code Crusher doing a bit of creative stacking to get this board Tetris ready. Tony Tetris ready. Code Crusher needing a few more pieces to get there. Tetris down for Tony. I'm having a hard time quite seeing exactly which of his grips Tony is using, but it looks like the standard ATM entering the pin. Code Crusher surely with his characteristic tapping down with the thumbs while sitting on. Tetris down for Code Crusher. Small lead for Tony, but Code Crusher is in a much better position board-wise. They're about tied in lines, 20 and 22 lines each. Code Crusher at 25,000 points, Tony at 40,000 points. Code Crusher 1 Mino away from being Tetris ready. Bar comes at 2 bars come at the wrong time. Well, that's what long bars do, isn't it? But there comes the third one for Code Crusher and another one. And, no pace was lost there. Miss Wobert says, hey all. Hey Wobert, fearless leader of GBL. Code Crusher's taken a slight lead, 55,000 points to Tony's 4,000 points, exactly tied at in lines at 37. Tony getting the nice T-tuck. We have a little ways to go for transition. This is Heart 7, which means 80 lines is when things will start speeding up. Tony wanting to get the well free at this delayed rooftop burn dig kind of scenario. Tony's still battling to get that well open. Code Crusher is able to pull into a lead. At 56 lines, Code Crusher has 94,000 points. At 55 lines, Tony has 68,000 points. Tony gets that very lovely J-tuck just in time for a Tetris. Code Crusher now passed the 100,000 line mark, or 100,000 point mark. I sometimes twist my words and accidentally say lines instead of points, and then people laugh at me for saying, wow, hundreds of thousands of lines? That's crazy. World record. Tetris Tony. Starting to catch back up. Code Crusher needs to get some Tetrises to maintain the lead. And Tony is mere lines away from catching up to that Code Crusher has built. This is definitionally neck and neck. Code Crusher forced to cover the well, opens it back up, is waiting for that bar. Still neck and neck. Tony is not quite pulled into that lead, so they're playing pretty much at the same pace here. We have crossed into the level 8 heart, so things are speeding up. Tony with a beautifully clean board, but has a little notch to deal with. Gets the T-tuck, and is now Tetris ready, but is playing kind of high up. Does not have a lot of burn options yet. That's looking a lot better for him. Code Crusher, his Tetris ready, gets the bar, Tetris is down, holding on to that lead by the skin of his teeth, has 4 lines in hand. These players are both at 9 hearts, just about to transition. Tony hits 10 heart. This is the top speed in the game. Not going to get any faster than this, and nor does it need to. This is, especially if you're going to go for Tetrises, which you may well see with these players, plenty fast. Code Crusher not wanting to take it too risky. Does have a little over a Tetris lead. Tony almost ready for a Tetris there, but has to bring it down. Code Crusher gets the Tetris. It's worth noting that the speed is leveled out, but not the points. The points will keep going up until we hit level 20. Code Crusher managing to widen the lead a little bit, it looks like. Getting bars, getting Tetrises. Determined to win this. Tony still definitely in it, playing quite well here. Has to take a hole in the stack. Has to take another hole in the stack. Is going to have to be digging this out. Code Crusher kind of coming to life this game. Tony is ready in a column 9 well. Gets the Tetris. Scores are going up here. I need to get music on my stream because this is, this is such a moment right now. 150 lines now. Tension's rising. Ooh, nice little delayed double to keep things nice and clean for the Code Crusher. I liked that. Does have a little bit of a situation. Fills the line dependency. Takes a double. Not a useful square. Gonna need some pieces. Oh! Ooh! Still in this. He's still in this. Do not count the boy wonder out. Gets the long bar in. Goodness gracious. Oh. That was crazy. And Tarzal needs to, get the rubber room copy pasta ready, I guess. Yeah, so the scores are Code Crusher has 270,000 points and Tony has 256,000 points. They're pretty close in lines. Code Crusher at 177, Tony at 180. Ooh, bit of a misdrop from Code Crusher. Is going to need to pull out some more of that fast tapping. Should get clear pretty quickly with the right pieces, but now there's a dependency. And he tops out 279. 279. 280 is the score to shoot for Tony. That's about a Tetris here. All right, Tony taking it easy. Has 100 lines with which to do this chase down. $277, 278, 280. Keep playing. I'm just gonna double check that I looked at this correctly. Yep, that's a 2.8 over there and a 2.7 over there. That is a win for Tony. Right. Fantastic play by Code Crusher. Code Crusher really bringing the heat that game. And so the question is, will we see the reverse sweep? Tony, you're good. You can top out. Gotta wait for that rocket to go up. All right. Tony needs to take a moment here, catch breath. I totally understand that from that play. All right. Well, it looks like the players are ready. So you are good to go in 2, 1, Tetris. Tony says he's up for a decider, but maybe no reverse sweep. Well, if it comes to a decider, I believe Code Crusher might have a chance depending on what the rules are about tiebreak. Given that I believe he would have the same points as MJ at that point. Nice little T and I spins for Tony to fill that gap, but doesn't land the tuck in the end. And a reminder, we do have some other matches coming up. We have Redfield versus Mr. Fack, which is gonna be probably what determines who gets promoted to Premier. And we will have the Hazelnut Milk versus Akatu, which will determine who wins in Premier. So watch out for that later. All right, we are in quarter of the way to 100 lines. So I was going to say to transition, but we're playing Seven Heart. At 25 lines, Code Crusher has 41,000 points. At 25 lines, Tony has 34,000 points and a very scary looking board. It's definitely diggable, but it is not very nice. Yeah, this is cleaning up well. Tony known to get out of sticky situations if he has to, because he is really fantastic at B-type. Ooh, nice burn, keeping it open. Code Crusher taking advantage of Tony's slowdown to pull into an early lead. Hello, Mathwiz. Yes, this is the season finale of the Game Boy Tetris. Oh, it's a raid with a party of 5. Well, how about that? Thanks for dropping by, everybody. I hope the stream you had earlier, I'm assuming maybe some matches, was nice. Tony banging down a Tetris, Code Crusher following suit. Tony trying to close this gap here. Code Crusher has a lead of about 30,000 points, 35,000, no, 25,000 points. Anyway, I could just tell you what the numbers are. 101 for Code Crusher and 78 for Tony. Hide in lines. And this is Heart 7 starts, which is level 17 speeds, but level 7 scoring because Game Boy is, just kind of quirky. So a Tetris here is 9,600 points. Code Crusher needing to clean up. Ooh, yeah, cleans it up. Sure enough, Tony deciding to adjust for the long bar. Just taking a look at the leaderboards here real quick. Okay, back to the game. Code Crusher Gotta keep that well open. Has to make deal with some pieces here. Take some quick thinking and quick tapping to get out of this one. It's not having great situation there, and tops out. Oh, Tony sweeps. A devastating end for Code Crusher, a very fantastic player, one of our highest scorers with a 2 million PB, but has been had a rough competitive streak in the league this season, and will be uh, probably brutally sweeping me in challengers. Whoa. Well, congratulations on the fantastic play, Tony and Code Crusher. You showed us some good stuff here. Well fought. All right, we can see here that Code Crusher is going to stay at the bottom rank and is going to be relegated into challengers. Tony is going to bump up a little in points, but Hazelnut Milk and Akatu both have one game left, and that is them playing each other later today. So Tony is not going to be able to pull into a win this season. Yeah, so that's where Challenger division situation is. But if we move this along very high tech, I know. Come on, scroll, 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 scroll. This is what we're looking at going forward. Because we have Redfield versus Mr. Fack coming up. So, yeah, I am going to turn off the microphone and get that set up while everybody takes a gander at this beautiful chart. All right. See you all soon. Look at that. Okay, so off. We have our players. We are rolling. Right now, we've got Redfield versus Mr. Fack. Redfield there with silver GBA and Mr. Fack uh, on the Nintendo 64 ROM hacked Pokemon Stadium adapter type thing that he won the 2024 CTWC GB on. So that's always a treat. Mr. Fack, that's okay. So I will adjust stencil real quick just so I don't have to like. But it's looking pretty good. Okay. And pencil, just nudge that a little over to the side, and that should be. All right. Okay. Yeah. So if our players are ready, get this show on the road. Can we get maybe Mr. Fack is warming up a little, which would be acceptable. He was just setting up the N64. Right. And uh, these players are in challengers, so uh, they can choose between Heart 2 and Heart 5 starts. Let me know probably which chat y'all prefer. Redfield does have a flashing 2 on the screen, so I'm assuming that his vote is Heart 2. Back also hovering over the 2. So, well, neither player is saying in Twitch chat which speed they prefer, but they are both hovering over the same level start, and it is an acceptable level start. So I'm assuming that that's the plan, I guess. Can we have readies from our players when you are ready? That's a thumbs up from Redfield, I believe. A little harder to tell the top-down view, but I'm pretty certain that's what that was. And a thumbs up from Mr. Fack. Okay, so in that case, we can get this going in 3, 2, 1. Tetris! Now, a reminder of the great import that this game has. These players are two of the top players in the Challengers division. And the winner of this is almost guaranteed to go to Premier. There is some, like, not all the players have played their matches, and so there's some niche statistical things that could happen, but essentially the winner of this goes to Premier. Redfields opening up that classic right well, always giving the commentators something to talk about with that. Mr. Fack, pretty solid. Ooh, really taps that piece over. Nice enough looking board, waiting for a long bar, and gets it. if Mr. Fack loses this match, he's gonna have to do well against Pascal in order to make it into playoffs. That match happening after this one on Pascal's channel, which is twitch.tv/Zaupas, I think. Zaupas. So that challengers will be looking fairly decided by the end of the day. So, but if Redfield loses, that's it. Redfield's staying in challengers. So Redfield really wants to win this one because there's no shot at playoffs for Redfield. It's either straight up to Premier basically, or lose and stay in. Although I guess maybe there's some sort of niche statistical possibility of getting second. I'm not sure. I'd have to run the numbers again and refer to the specialists in the community who actually, are into this. Anyway, we are. Ooh, wow. There is a definite line disparity. Mr. Fact pushing down a lot. Redfield's at 26 lines with 18,000 points, and Mr. Fact is at 45 lines with 32,000 points. Reminder that this is, in fact, a Heart 2 start, which means it's 2 starts plus 10 levels worth of speed. So, in terms of speed, it was like starting at level 12, but the scoring and the level progression is all exactly the same as level 2, which is why we are already jumping up through the levels here. Ooh, Redfield in a bit of a situation. It's not looking particularly fun. Keeping the well open, starting to look a lot nicer. $32,000 for Redfield, 48,000 for Mr. Fack. So definite lead for Mr. Fack, but Redfield's also behind 10 lines. And these players are pretty well matched, both in competition results in this season and in competition results in this year's CTWC, although Mr. Fack was the champion of last year's CTWC, and in score, with Redfield's PB being 732,000 and Mr. Fack's being 797,000. We're getting pretty fast now with Redfield at Heart 6 and Mr. Fack at Heart 8. Mr. Fack having to tippy tap those Nintendo 64 buttons pretty quick. Nice flat placement of the long bar, and is rewarded with a square piece to get this board virtually clear. Another flat long bar. Nicely, Mr. Fack is one Tetris away from level Heart 10, which, as I mentioned in the last game, is not the highest level in terms of scoring and level progression, but is the highest level in terms of speed. And there he is, Heart 10, not getting any faster than this. Redfield in a bit of a dig situation back on Heart 7 and tops out 48,000, giving Mr. Feck the first point. Wow. See the stuff. Yep, 91 and 48. Yep. Nice little heart there on Redfield's board. That's the nice thing about heart level starts is it allows you to put hearts in your name entry. All right. Our players are ready to go for the next round. Thumbs up from Redfield. Got a thumbs up from Mr. Fack. All right. In that case, we are ready. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Ooh, that got pretty crazy. That last end of that last game, I started to feel like I was, one of those horse race commentators or something. We have GG's in the chat for players from the last game. We got GG's, Field B, Fielded Lizard. I'm gonna count Hazelnut Milk saying "Go Redfield, go" as kind of a GG situation there. Basically, much love and encouragement for these players. Dirty Tetris for Mr. Fact. Mr. Fact, known to dance his long bars a little bit. Not to the same extent as our one and only dancing long bar, of course, but a bit of a dancer. Dancer? Ooh, Tetris is at the same time. Oh, that was beautiful. That was some beautiful dancing for Mr. Fack. If DLB has what does DLB think of that dancing? That like give a rating to the long bar dancing going on the screen. At 28 lines, Redfield is 20,000 points. At 27 lines, Mr. Fack has 19. Gets attaches to 20. Redfield's got a bit of a snarl. Level heart 3 now, which isn't fast, but it is starting to pick up at this point. Got a few lines to clear to stay in this. DLB's rating of the dancing is that he feels deeply honored. We love to see in this community. Mr. Fack, with that misplaced long bar, has a bit of a line dependency. Maybe turning this into a right well. See, he gets the bar, fill it, so, sensible left well. Even Redfield is, like he's switching left well. Both players just trying to get the field. Players are neck and neck. Back. Just about Tetris ready. Take a double. Your Fack is pulled into a lead. About 49,000 at 60 Redfield and 8,000 at 9 lines back. There's a line, and I was hoping we'd get 69,000 at 69 lines for Mr. Fack there, but no such luck. Mr. Fack waiting on that Tetris has to funny moves with the pieces. Taking this out. At heart 7, the speed is getting pretty serious. Tetris down for red field. Both players in level 8. Second fastest speed in the game. Ooh, awkward tuck setup for red field, but gets the tuck. Now is double long bar dependent, gets one long bar. It's Tetris ready. Oh, wow. Nice combination of RNG and execution there for red field. That could have been very scary. Players very close in score right now. Heart 9 for both these players. Heart 10 for Mr. Fack. Mr. Fack at the top speed in the game. 100,000 points. Redfield 2 lines away from the same transition. Gets that double. 97,000 points at neither player in a especially good position for Tetrises. Redfield especially needing to up this snarl. It's coming down though. The line fills in the dependency and is back to a sensible looking board, is ready to build and score Tetrises. Hasn't fallen behind. Both players kind of keeping very similar pace here. 106 for Redfield, 107 for Mr. Fack. Strike that. 122 for Mr. Fack. Knows flying down the board at heart 12. Oh, Redfield tops out at 111, giving Mr. Fack a sudden win. Right as Mr. Fack tops out as well. Always tragic stuff to top out just before you can make a chase down. All right. Hazelnut Milk says the fact that both these games are looking like sweeps is terrifying me a little. Yeah. Yeah, same girl. Like what is going on here? And both these matches we've seen today have had very evenly matched players, but let's get a sweep. All right, do we have readies from these players? We're ready from Redfield? Waiting on Mr. Fack, but no rush. Hope everybody's Sunday is going well. Always nice to have just a chill Sunday afternoon for some Tetris action. A thumb up from Mr. Fack means both of these players are ready. We can start off this next game in 3, 2, 1. Now here we go. Redfield starting off, putting pieces down, knows he win this in order to have a shot at the Premier Division. Mr. Fack may have a shot at getting into playoffs if he loses this. So Mr. Fack has, might have another shot at getting in here depending. Unfortunate piece sequence for Redfield. He handles it with aplomb. Clears things out as Tetris. Mr. Fack, not quite Tetris ready when the long bar comes. Always awkward when that happens. It's a lot. Ooh, Mr. Fack having to cover the well, ends up having a hole. Otherwise, the stack looks pretty nice. Players are neck and neck within pushdown points of each other right now. Same line count. Duking it out for the L Challengers Division. Mr. Fack actually right now looks more like he's duking it out for staying alive. Staying alive. Staying alive. Yeah, that was sung so true to the original. We'll probably get a copyright strike. Mr. Fack almost has the well open. That'll open the well. Needs a long bar. Has a 3 high hole to deal with. Redfield, meanwhile, pulling into a small lead. Both players tied in lines. Redfield at 27,000, Mr. Fack at 8,000. As I say that, Redfield gets a Tetris. Redfield is at heart 4, and Mr. Fack is now in heart 4. They're at level 14 speed. Redfield's turn to have to. Now, neither player looking particularly great right now, though Mr. Fack does have a Tetris. Players once more neck and neck. Both players finally back down at the bottom. Start building for Tetrises again. At heart 6, Mr. Fack's board is starting up quite there. Redfield Tetrising 6. This is the third fastest speed. Was just waiting. On bars. Will they come? To get things. Casting Open gets the T spin. Always love a T spin. I mean, come on. Come on. It's a fan favorite for a reason. However, transitioning to Heart 8 kind of has taken Mr. Fack by surprise. It sure seems like. And he's struggling and cannot get the pieces over. And it looks like by a margin of 1,000 points, Redfield has taken his first win of the day. Congratulations, Redfield. It will not be a sweep this time. Hazelnut Milk can breathe a little easier. And welcome a Classic Tetris Germany rating with a party of 8. I hope your stream went well and that you all had lots of. We are. This is the season finale of the Game Boy Tetris League. This is a challengers match. You're getting a board reset from Mr. Fack. While he does that, we might as well get that from. Oh, Hauptsache haben Rematch gegen Schweiz gewonnen. One rematch versus Shuichi. Congratulations. R.I.P. Shuichi, but, you know, not everybody can win all the time, right? Tian Rain also says, Godspeed, you Game Boyer. Salt in the wounds. Yeah, let's get going. We have thumbs up from these players, so we can get started in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. All right. For those just joining, this is a tense match because the winner of this is almost certainly going up to Premier Division. And if Redfield loses even one more game here, not even the match, just a game, because then he would lose the match, he will be stranded for another season in the Challengers Division. DLB, Nels, please say, Willkommen, meine lieben Freunde. Welcome, my dear friends. And now I'm going to say that Mr. Fack is once again in an early dig. Not anything to worry about. Score check here, 8,500 for Redfield, 8,500 for Mr. Fack, so tied neck in. Mr. Fack having to clean some stuff up. Redfield's board, not ideal, but doing nice things with the pieces he's getting. Yeah, it's a nice adjustment for the long bar. Is Tetris ready? Players still neck and neck. Mr. Fack not messing around. Making sure to get to the bottom. Is going to build a column 8. This needs the long bar. Redfield able to pull into about a Tetris lead. These low levels are, so we're at Heart 3, which means a Tetris here is worth 4,800 points. So, yeah. Mr. Fack pulling ahead a little bit. His board's in a bit of a situation, though. He's going to have to deal with that. So is Redfield, to be honest. Neither player really being able to take a big advantage here. Still, of course, really early in the game. And for NES players who may be just joining, we are playing in heart mode, so that means that level progression and the scoring is the same as the number on the screen, but you add 10 levels worth of speed. So Mr. Fack is now at heart 5, which is the same as level 5 points, but level 15 speed. Redfield needing to dig this down. This has been a bit of a struggle game for both players so far. Redfield getting the Z when he wanted the S. Some bull strats over there, perhaps, I might be seeing. Mr. Fact has a definite lead at this point. Level 6 heart, 25,000 points for Redfield, 46,000 points for Mr. Fack. It is still pretty early in the game, though. Only 68 lines, and there is a 300 line cap. You don't see a lot in challengers because of the playing 200 lines in a competitive environment at level 20 speeds that's no joke. That's no joke. But this is the top of the Premier Division. Both players top 8 in CTWC GB this year. Mr. Fack, the 2024 CTWC GB champion. So level 20 could well be what makes or breaks this game. We have to get there first, though. We have to get there. It will be 20 lines before we get to level 20 because that's the fastest it gets. So heart 10, 20 speed, etc. Get it. There's math there. Redfield looking for that long bar. Mr. Fack looking to clean out that little bump. Both at the second fastest speed in the game here. Not wanting to mess around. Mr. Fack trying to get the board down before heart 10. Five lines to go for Mr. Fack, 7 for Redfield. Redfield just waiting on that bar. Mr. Fack waiting on the getting clean. There's the bar for Redfield. 1 line to go. Mr. Fack transitions in 69,000 points at 100 lines. Redfield, 68,000 points at 100 lines. These players are back to being neck and neck. Last minute triple for Redfield keeps him in the game. Redfield's going for Smagro. Mr. Fack seems to be doing the same, building a Tetris at heart 10. Not a lot of reward for Tetrises at this speed still, but you know, you want to get as many points as you can. Redfield taking the double instead of risking the Tetris build. Of course, now he's stuck 2 off the bottom for a minute. Mr. Fack in a situation. Gonna need a little work to get through this. And tops out at 81,000. That gives the point to Redfield. Have a decider on our hands. Is this going to be a reverse sweep or not? Dang, this is crazy. Wow. Players take as long as you need to be ready, but when you are ready, let me know. Redfield's already ready. Mr. Fack's already ready. Cooling down, who needs that? Let's just keep this going, find out once and for all who's gonna win this. Redfield versus Mr. Fack. Siding round in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. None of that best of 6 nonsense. We are gonna have a definitive winner of this match. Go Go Redfield from the Hazelnut Milk. E Cider from Tolstoy. Apfel de Scheider from Dancing Long Bar. Good luck both from Pascal. Tetris, Mr. Fact. Redfield waiting on his long bar. We do not have same piece sets in this competition right now. So one of them gets strouted, the other may or may not. And a dance to the long bar into the middle of the board for Mr. Fack. Now ready for a Tetris. Redfield. Oh, I noticed that crazy line dependency gets filled. Redfield waiting on long bar for a Tetris. Does have to cover the well. Does open the well, taking the ball, but sometimes let it go. Both players neck and neck. 11,000 for Redfield, 16,000 for Pack, which is, I would say, at this point in the game, a pretty negligible. It's ready. Right. I'm not sure who players have proven themselves to be evenly matched. Competitive. It's down. Mr. Fack is already at part 4, while Redfield is just getting to 3 part. 16,000 for Redfield at 32 lines, 30,000 for Mr. Fack, 36,000 for Mr. Fack at 40 lines. So Mr. Fack definitely ahead. But Redfield, pardon me, Midnight. Redfield has lines. It's a fun duck. Ducks are fun. Fack unable to use that long bar. Frustrating. Similarly, Redfield is not Tetris ready for that long bar. Going on with these long bars, everybody. Take that. Stack. What can Mr. Fack, I mean, Redfield's gonna have to work a little to catch up. The point definitely not like anything crazy, but they're now at level 15, 16 speeds, and so it's gonna take a little bit more work. Mr. Fack is Redfield. Tetris. Redfield, Chet. Fack. Climbed. 35,000 point lead. Fack. Redfield's chipping away at that lead, getting a 10. Taking advantage of the slowdown that Mr. Fack is experiencing. Mr. Fack at level 18 speed. Alright. Interesting placement for Mr. Fack. 5 lines until Redfield's got 20 lines. Mr. Fack opens up the well. Unaccommodating board for those squares. lines to go. Transitions in at 98,000 points. Redfield very close to catching up in score. Mr. Fact's got to fight to keep this board safe. This is level 20 speeds, fastest speed in the game. Barely gets that S over. Barely gets that line over, but is going to have to get something to fill that dependency, and hangs the long bar. Does not tap it over quite fast enough. I don't think anything's getting over that. Sure enough, Mr. Fact tops out at 103,000 points. Redfield is almost there. That Tetris should do it. And looks like I'm going to, I'm hardly believing my eyes, so I'm going to wait for that rocket just to be sure. But it looks like Redfield has completed the reverse sweep. Mr. Fact kindly emulator speeding up the rocket there. All right, let's see. Player right stuff. Yeah, 103, 127. Yep, that is definitely a win for Redfield, who has clutched the reverse sweep and is almost certainly going into the Premier Division next season. Congratulations. Chat going crazy. GGs from various players. Code Crusher, the Code Crusher and the Hazelnut Milk calling Redfield the GOAT. Redfield mullining this out, as is his God-given right. Or his, I don't know, moderator given right? Commentator given right? Because, yeah. It's like Mr. Fack is playing some Part 9 with the, but it looks like the emulator is now being clocked a little faster from when he sped up the rocket, maybe? Redfield knocking out lines. I'm gonna let him mullen this out while I turn on the kettle. All right, I'm back. I'm back. I have to take care of myself, you know. Anyway, Mr. Fack needs to 3-0 Pascal to auto promo, says Charzal, who is an analyst here. The Hazelnut Milk, Redfield's rocket going up. Akatu is here in chat. I'm gonna move things over to league results so people can admire that while while we get the next one set up. I'm gonna scroll this up to the premiere. So we just saw Tony play. Tony's played all his matches. This means it is Akatu versus Hazelnut Milk to see who is going to be at the top of Premier Division. Hazelnut Milk only needs to take one game off of Akatu, so Akatu needs to sweep this. So that is coming up in just a minute. Keep that dial locked on twitch.tv/gbtetris. All right, I'll see you all in a few minutes. Mics are live. Are we back? Are we back? Oh, uh, are we? Oh, are we back? Oh, uh, okay. Very professional over here. I'm sorry. Could not resist. Anyway, we have hazelnut milk versus Akatu. Player, player, da, da, da. Can I get milk in there? Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Properties. Milk. Look at that. The epitome of stream quality. These players have been warming up for a little bit. I've got my tea here. I kind of want to get this a little higher up on 1 pixel, I guess. That I'm complaining about. So this, yeah, we want to make sure that these players are nice and, you know, warmed up and ready to go because this is the best of the best of the season. They are at the tippity top here. So whichever, you know, this is going to decide who wins. Akatu, who's like handily won every uh, competition in Game Boy Tetris that he's entered over the past like year or so, when he's allowed to play emulator, he's won. And the one time he wasn't allowed to play emulator and borrowed a console, he ended up second place in CTWC in a showdown against Hepta, who's one of our very finest. So that those credentials very much place Akatu at quite at the top. You know, he's got all the records and everything as well. But Hazelnut Milk has more points in the league. A fantastic player who's only has to take one game out of this to win the season. Our players have decided on level H starts because they both have the ROM patch that allows them to start directly into level H, which is basically, well, it's just a different name for level 17, really. So we can kick this off in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. All right, this is Game Boy level 17 starts, so we'll transition at 180 lines. So get used to this speed, everybody, because we're gonna see it for a while. Knowing these players, knowing these players, we could see this go all the way to, you know, deep 20. But it is Tetris, and freak top outs do happen, so can't get too complacent. Gotta stay locked on the board. Look at that floating Mino from the hazelnut milk. That's always fun to see. Don't get that from players at this level very often. Aktu got a big old double well, gets the bar in, ready for a Tetris. Hazelnut milk needing to deal with this awkward little snarl. The Akatu's got the early lead here because of the sort of awkward start that hazelnut milk has had. Um, but it's really early in the game. And Akatu, yeah, he's rolling. If there's one thing we know about Akatu, he's gonna be rolling. Um, we all know this. We've been, been topic of much interest in the community. It's my job as the commentator to remind you of all the things to think about that can be thought about. Also to talk about the game, but still very early on in that. Might as well check in with scores anyway. 60,000 points for Hazelnut Milk, 86,000 points for Akatu. Akatu's ahead by like 5 lines, so it's really close. It's really close. Nice flat burn. Those are always fun to watch. Akatu just playing one off the bottom. If you got the speed, might as well. Excellent. Looking for some way out of this situation. Adjusts for the square. Very good, very good. Takes the double. And L would be awesome. That long bar is great. Here's an L. That'll be really nice for filling out the stack. Pretty nice there. Just waiting for that bar. Gets it. Gets the Tetris. Agatu, meanwhile, at 183,000 points, 61 lines. Hazelnut Milk, 123,000 points. Oh, Tetris in 145,000 points at 60 lines. This is level 17, so Tetrises here are worth 21,600 points. Akatu's still resolutely playing one off the bottom, and it seems to be working out for him. He's got an early lead. Specifically, 156,000 points for Hazelnut Milk, 250,000 points for Akatu. Akatu's only ahead by 6 lines, so that's, a good 100,000 point lead for Akatu. That's about 5 Tetrises right now. A lot of game left to go, though. Tetris Hazelnut Milk. Sip of tea for Nelly the commentator. I tell you, there's nothing like this on a Sunday afternoon. A good cup of tea and top level Game Boy Tetris. High stakes. For keep. Hazelnut Milk very slowly closing this gap. Some nice aggro moves, but keeping the stack filled out for burn options on the left. That's that good, sweet smaggro action. Just looking for a bar. Has to cover the well a little bit. Back open. Where is that bar for the Hazelnut Milk? Akatu, meanwhile, playing pretty high up, roll into success, keeps things open, gets the bar. No drought for Akatu. And there's the bar. There's the bar for Hazelnut Milk. That drought has allowed Akatu to take a lead, however. 270,000 points for Hazelnut Milk at 113 lines. Strike that 117 lines, 291,000 points. Akatu's at 114 lines, so they're about tied in lines. 394,000 points gets Tetris, 415,000 points. Hazelnut Milk tops out while I was looking at Akatu's score. So that's a point for Akatu. Right. Akatu already giving a thumbs up. I missed that top out. That was so fast. There's a thumbs up from Hazelnut Milk. So we can get the next game going in 3, 2, 1, Tetris. Now remember, Akatu needs to sweep this in order to get the win. So that's the stakes we are dealing with here today. Tetris down, Hazelnut Milk. Akatu already got one. Another Tetris Akatu. Very close right now, neck and nice little Vits. Bar right after giving Akatu that Tetris. That's a good Vits when you get the bar right after you fill it. Fun little burn from they're always entertaining to watch as well. Misspin from Hazelnut Milk, if that is what was planned there. That's going to burn out without too much difficulty. Want as much efficiency as possible in a game like this. Getting a Tetris. Hazelnut Milk getting ready. Gets the right piece. Is now Tetris ready. And there's the bar. Slight lead from Akatu. A player like Akatu, you have to push really hard to keep up in score. Akatu has a lot of competition experience, is a really good Tetris player, is a fast player, and is very competitive. He doesn't want to drop this. He is in it. However, Hazelnut Milk smells the chance for victory here. And she's also going to be gunning for this pretty hard. Listen to me spinning narrative. "48 lines, Hazelnut Milk has 168,000 points. 45 lines, Akatu has 201,000. Just for Hazelnut Milk. Almost tied up here. Akatu does get that Tetris. Tetris for Milk. So close to tying this up. Akatu keeps getting more Tetrises though. Neither player really where they want their stack. Kind of awkward. There's got a couple holes. Milk opens one up. Akatu opens the well, but it's going to be a double, it looks like. Hazelnut Milk is clear. And is Tetris ready? Akatu is still getting back to normalcy. He's almost there. Hazelnut Milk gets a Tetris. Hole in the stack. Hasn't exactly been ideal conditions for either player. Akatu's board, however, looking pretty fantastic now. 79 lines. Hazelnut Milk has 250,000 points. 80 lines. Akatu is 270. As a reminder, here at level 17, Tetrises are worth 21,600 points. Hazelnut Milk has tied this up. Actually has like a 1,000 point lead or something like that. So that's neck and neck. Tension's rising. Hazelnut Milk playing one off the bottom needs those extra points when against a competitor. Gets a Tetris. Akatu had gotten a Tetris while I was looking at Milk's board, so the players are still tied. Almost at 100 lines here. Yeah, 100 lines for Hazelnut Milk, 342,000. 98 lines, Akatu, 341,000, gets a Tetris, that's 363,000. 363,000 for Hazelnut Milk. Tetris Hazelnut Milk. Bars come, Akatu is not quite Tetris ready, so Tetris ready now. Hazelnut Milk has a big old line dependency, doesn't want to have to cover the well, but does. That line dependency going to that's going to be a problem. When the line does go down there, it can't be anything more than a triple. He's hacking it down. Akatu gets a Tetris. Still tied. There's that triple we were waiting for. Akatu's board looking squeaky clean. It's the Tetris. Akatu is pulled back into the lead, but only by a small amount. Hazelnut Milk still playing one off the bottom. 124 lines. Hazelnut Milk has hit the 400,000 point mark. Akatu is 414,000 points, 120 lines. Hazelnut Milk gets a Tetris, pulls into a slight lead. As I said, neck and neck. Duking it out. Rating blows. Tetris Hazelnut Milk. Now, a reminder, at 180 lines, we will transition. Shout out to Hazelnut Milk for the custom LUT, making her board look very cool and pretty. Akatu, the very pragmatic, black and white, straight out of the emulator image. Akatu's just working to get Tetris ready, beautifully Tetris ready, waiting for that bar. Milk takes the Tetris. Seems to be trying to get back to the bottom now. Might as well, now that she Tetris down that far. Transition coming up. 154 lines for Hazelnut Milk, 516,000 points. Akatu back at 144 lines, 493,000 points. Hazelnut Milk is maintaining the slight lead just for the OTEC. Tetris for Akatu. Only one Tetris back. Tetris Hazelnut Milk. Akatu got to clear out his board a little bit. It's not going to be an issue for him. It is going to take a little bit to deal with that parity, though. Get some good pieces for it. Just have that bar dependency to deal with. Fills the bar dependency, gets another bar for the Tetris. That must be a relief. 170 lines for Hazelnut Milk, 585,000 points. 167 lines for Akatu, 550,000 points. Tetris tied neck and neck. Speed about to go up. Tetris Hazelnut Milk hits transition at 612,000 points. He is now at the second fastest speed of the game. Akatu about to get there, one Tetris away from it. There's that Tetris transitions in at 615,000 points. The pace is neck and neck. Like the true, like Hazelnut Milk has a slight lead, but the true score, adjusting for Akatu being behind in line, tied right up. And these are two players with some of the most competition experience, mostly from NES background. But that does teach you competition stacking. They're both very aggressive players, slamming down Tetrises all the time on level 20. So yeah, we could see some fun action. Oh, speaking of which, Hazelnut Milk has hit level 20, 717,000 points. Aktu is about to get there himself, one line away. Ooh. Milk gets this clear, gets the Tetris. Akatu is into level 20. Score checks 750,000 points for Hazelnut Milk at 219 lines, 700,000 points for Akatu at 207 lines. We are slowly nearing line. May come down to that with these players. No guarantee. Pop out anytime, either of them. But, ooh, the aggression. Oh, she gets the bar over. Taking this down, Akatu smoothly knocking out Tetris. Hazelnut Milk still has the lead. Playing one off the bottom on level 20. Wow. This is intense. Akatu playing really high up now. Has a hole in the right he's going to have to fill. Takes the notch. Gets the T. Oh, beautiful pieces for Akatu. Akatu is still in it. That was scary. He's still pretty friggin' high up, though. He's keeping the well open. And he gets the bar over. That must be a huge relief. And he gets another bar over. Wow. Goodness gracious. Oh, all those Tetrises for Akatu. That's crazy. Hazelnut Milk is getting closer to transition. 256 lines. 877,000 points. Akatu not far behind. 848,000 points. 248 lines. Coming down to the wires, friends. Akatu fill in that dependency. Hazelnut Milk. Ooh, that's dicey that high up. Doesn't get the bar over 885. 886 is the number to shoot for Akatu. And there's 880. And there's 886. Oh, goodness gracious. That was crazy. Oh. Hazelnut Milk says that might be the first time I'll blame RNG in Game Boy. That was straight up bad RNG at 260 lines. Yeah, that was sucky RNG and also a special moment. You get to hear Hazelnut Milk complain about RNG. You don't get that very often, but sometimes the RNG just is like that. Yeah, Akatu, you can oh, I guess you can't top out that close to max here. All right. All right, well, let's see. See if this can happen by line cap. Ooh. Ah, it doesn't get it. All right. Are we ready for this? Dun 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 dun. Players are happening, happening. Oh yeah, there is a decider game going on over at Pascal's channel, Pascal versus Mr. Fack. We'll kind of be a little bit of an eye on that. Yeah, you can take a minute. Yeah. After all that tapping, that's crazy. Yeah, take the time you need. Be healthy, take care of yourself. So, um, you see. Oh, okay. So over on Pascal's channel, Pascal's in a chase down? No. Looks like Pascal has won? Yeah, there's an early top out from Mr. Fack in the decider match. And Pascal seems to have won the game. So congratulations, Pascal. If he comes back to this stream, we all have to give him a big ol' woo-woo congratulations. However, there is no audio over there, so yeah, just got to make sure that's not like a warm-up match. It's like, yep, there's 3 hearts for Pascal. All right. Would you look at that? Anyway, Hazelnut Milk is ready. If she loses, she loses. She says, they call me Bayer Neverkusen. That's a joke I do not get, but I'm a commentator. I'm not supposed to get things, I'm just supposed to say them. All right. Looks like, so we got her ready from Hazelnut Milk. Akatu, are you ready? Yeah. All right. Well, then let's get this going. Decider match in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Now you might be saying, Nelly, why did he say it's a decider match? Clearly, Akatu is up 2-0 against Hazelnut Milk. Well, you see, in terms of this game, this match, it is not a decider. In terms of the Game Boy Tetris League, it's a decider. Hazelnut Milk only needs to take 1 game off of Akatu in order to get the top spot in the league. Akatu needs to sweep. Akatu needs to win in a sweep. So, yeah. This, in terms of the league, a decider match. Hold your breath, everyone. Let Milk climbing out of that snarl. Hey, Pascal, congratulations on the win. Pascal, or no, Redfield cheering for Hazel. Nice to see mutual appreciation between players. Akatu setting up something that is definitely not a Fitz, but we get some like nice spins out of it at least. Anyway, we are almost 25 lines in, so let's do a score check. Hazelnut Milk, oh, now past 25 lines. Okay, so Hazelnut Milk, 61,000 points at 27 lines. Akatu, 75,000 points at 25 lines. So, marginal lead for Akatu, but, it's tiny. It's less than a Tetris. Tetris is worth, like, 21,000 points. 21,200. Maybe 21,600? One of those. Let me see. Do level 17. Yeah, 21,600 points per Tetris at this stage of the game. Octu gets the bar. Hazelnut milk Tetris ready. Gets spammed with A pieces. Akatu like has a giant amount of weight on the well. So not able to take advantage of the slowdown from Hazelnut Milk, although he does have a right well 3 high Tetris setup and can and he tops out at 150,000 points. Hazelnut Milk, your target is 151,000. What was that? Keep playing, keep playing. Oh my goodness. All right. We're a Tetris away. We're a Tetris away. Oh my goodness. At 46 lines, Akatu. Now, of course, Akatu can afford to lose that in terms of winning this game. But we are less than a Tetris away from we're less than a Tetris away from seeing Akatu's league dreams being dashed upon the stones as like Tetraminos thrown off the cliff and landing in the stack. Hazelnut Milk chilling out. Not going super aggro here. Because with 125, 225 lines left, why would you? Strict instructions from Redfield, don't throw this. Lots of cheers for Hazelnut Milk in the chat. Akatu, a much loved member of the community as well, but quite the story if someone can come in and especially one of the newer Game Boy players take this. That's 1-5-1 on Hazelnut Milk's side. Hazelnut Milk takes one game off of Akatu, and yeah, that's gonna give her the league win. And she is jazzed about this. Wobert, organizer of the event, says Hazelnut Milk is the Game Boy League champion. Hepta says something along the lines of Hiva Peli Hustle Perk. That's my impression of Finnish. I think that's presumably congratulations to Hazelnut Milk's Finnish name. Ah, yes. Oh, it's Hazelnut Milk's first like actual comp win ever after 7 years of playing the game. Oh my goodness. Ah. Uh, we do technically have at least one more round of this to go, but we'll give her a moment to catch herself there. Congratulations pouring into the chat. This has been a crazy season, honestly. Like, and GG's to Akatu, who always has done fantastically. But like, it was a stacked season. This a stacked premiere this season. and with lots of surprise matches, unexpected sweeps, some ups and downs. Hazelnut Milk says, biggest shout outs to Tony. Thank you, Tony. I think that's because Akatu had a bit of a rough day and got swept by Tony, which really pushed him down the leaderboard a little bit. MJ is requesting double max outs. Akatu hears double max out and immediately thumbs up, like, let's go. I may not have won the seasonal league, but I am still that guy, and I will show you. Uh, Hazelnut Milk is, yeah, gonna, need a minute. Very understandable after that. He does say, "Oh my god, I'm shaking so much. I'm sorry." Shake with your hand on the key, and the pieces will go fast. That's what tapping is, right? Pardon me. Sorry about that. While she does that, let me jump in here. Yes. Let's see. This is our chart here right now. So we still have to wait for the rest of these games to the rest of this game to really have this filled out. But as you can see, we are playing the last game of the and yeah, so Akatu needed at least 8 points get from that 22-point mark up to 30, and that is 8 points is what you get from a sweep. So that just explains what we've been talking about here. Yeah. So that is that scoop. Hazelnut says, "All right, we fuck it. We go again. Wanna ignore line cap last 2 games." Yeah. Uh, yeah. Let's last game. If it comes to a decider, ignore line cap. All right, we got a thumbs up from Hazelnut Milk. I think Octu's given like double thumbs up several times over the past 5 minutes. Yeah. So we go in 3, 2, 1. Tetris. A little league champion Macarena to kick this off. MJ says, "Oh yeah, decider could be cool to have no line cap." That's my impression of his voice. I don't do accents well, but I just felt like it. Sometimes I give it a go, you know? Whew. Dang. That was crazy. A 46 line top out from Akatu. He'll probably get more than that this time, though. Be real. Both boards looking great. This is actually, I think, Hazelnut Milk's cleanest start of any of the games she's had today. Let's see. Where's that piece? There? Where's that piece go? Tetris. Akatu. Akatu. Come on. Come on. Get that bar over. There it is. All right. Akatu's got that well open. Hazelnut Milk has a big ol' double well. I just want to say it's 17 degrees today, which here is really hot, and I'm like sweaty. It's crazy. 82,000 points for Hazelnut Milk at 26 lines. Akatu pretty much the same in lines, 28 lines, so 79 1,000 points. Hazelnut Milk has a comfortable lead right now. Hazelnut Milk has a tiny lead. Octu's just playing one off the bottom, sets up the Vits. Where's the bar? Where's the bar? Where's the bar? There's the bar. Tetris ready. Where's the bar? Where's the bar? There's the bar. Octu gets the Tetris. Keeping this neck and neck. Okay, Octu's pulled into a small lead. Oh, Hazelnut Milk hangs the bar. Oh, that's a shame. So consolation to Akatu, you at least win the game here. Now, I do have more time than I thought I had today. So if these players want to do one more game that doesn't count, that's just for entertainment, like a end of season expo match without a line cap, I'm good with that. Yeah, Pascal loves this idea. Ooh, K-Start. K-Start, no line cap. Okay, here we go. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna hide score boxes because yeah, this is a expo match to close out last super stream of the season. Now that we have all these results, Alonzo's tippy tappy toes hanging out underneath Hazel's keyboard is entertaining me. Alonzo, woo! Look at that little guy go, celebrating Hazelnut Milk's victory. All right. Hazelnut Milk says Alonso will be playing for me. That is the name of the little mouse. Tier one. Okay. Yeah. Yes. Everybody's still in chat. Okay. Looks like players are ready. Are players ready? Hazelnut Milk's ready. Akatu's always ready. Shout out to Akatu. 3, 2, 1. Tetris. Okay. That's right. Level 20 starts here. No line cap. Let's just see what these players can do. Kick back, have a little Tetris. All right. Are so good. Neither super aggressive. I know he said no line cap, but starting to look more like a line out, which, to be honest, could take a while. Although I wouldn't be surprised to see some more aggression. Hazelnut Milk is a fantastic player, but um, has said openly that she doesn't feel she's super strong at lining out for really long amounts of time. Just as an endurance thing. Um, and Akatu did not get a 4 million point game from a Heart 9 start without being able to have the endurance. So if I was a betting woman, I would say Hazelnut Milk may end up playing a little more aggressively than. That's my theory, but we're going to see what happens. So far, both players are keeping it pretty low, pretty 30 some lines in for both players. Barely a lead for Hazelnut Milk. So as we've seen, these are both very high level players. Deep runs and decay, blah blah blah. Both feel very at home here. It's a good opportunity for the rest of us to kind of watch how some of our best players approach uncapped K starts. I myself have kind of been low-key looking for a K EB for a while. I'm still kind of locked in at that 440. I think something like that. Or 410. I don't know. I'm not playing, doesn't matter. Meanwhile, both these players have maxes on level K. From level K starts, let's open that part of the sheet. Yeah, from level K starts, Hazelnut Milk has a 1.4, and Akatu has 3.9. So, yeah, that's insane. Let's check chat. How long do I have time for? Uh, let's say an hour. I don't know. I have enough time. I have enough. Ooh, this board. Hazelnut Milk getting some decent for this. Gonna take some clever stacking to use. Okay, it's coming down. It's coming down. Killing timber. Move gonna dance. Make a Tetris game that we will definitely remember. Octa's past the 100,000 point mark. Hazelnut Milk almost there. And both are at about 100 lines, so this is true line out. Single lines here are worth 800 some points. Yeah, 840 points. So if you get mostly single lines and a few other points here and there, kind of averages out to about 1,000 points a line. And that's what, so this is definitely line out pace. MJ says both players have amazingly bad pace. I think they're just trying to take it slow, honestly. I just hope they both get colors. Oh, oh, it's a pause over there from Hazelnut Milk. Oh, Hazelnut Milk is not. Good happens here. We passed the 100 line mark. I wonder if they're going to start changing up strategies or keep going with what they have been. Very interesting to watch, see what happens. I can hear the rolling sounds of Akatu's keyboard in my head. If you've ever watched one of his streams, you know what I'm talking about. And a perfect clear on Akatu's side. That's always fun to watch. Yeah, these players are pretty much tied up. $158 and 152,000 points. Hazel Milk 100. Ooh, Hazelnut Milk Tetris ready. Doesn't get the bar in time. Has to cover. A Tetris in a match like this would be. Akatu's board looking a little silly. He can deal with it, but still. Hazelnut Milk keeping it safe, bringing it down. Akatu back to the bottom. Also keeping it low and groovy. Are they dancing? Because this is close to the floor. Huh. That was a little. That was a little in joke for my own amusement. Slight lead for Hazelnut Milk now, 194,000 to Akatu's 190. Player's about to hit 200 lines. Reminder, from any lower level, it takes 200 lines just to get to level 20, so. And here they are clearing that many lines for 20 starts. And sure enough, you know, they're the same paces. Hate troops, says Furio Frank. Yes, if you're just joining, this is kind of a post-season expo match between Hazelnut Milk and Akatu from level 20 start. Just, you know, for the fun and excitement of it. We saw Akatu win the game, but Hazelnut Milk taking a. Like, with the official match, Akatu won, but Hazelnut Milk took a game off of Akatu, giving her the league win. So, that was pretty friggin' exciting. Like, the drama. Akatu getting a Tetris, pushing into the lead. 21,900. Wait, 219,000 for Hazelnut Milk, 242,000 for Akatu. Frank says that the season has been exciting overall this year. He loves it. Yes, right? Hazelnut milk, evening things out with the Tetris of her own. Neck and neck. They're like a line apart in points. It's crazy. I'm using my phone. Like I have a stream up on my phone, and that's how I have. And I have OBS open on my computer. I'm watching the game on OBS, and I'm managing chat on my phone. Um, if they keep this up, my phone's gonna run out of power. Getting near what would be line cap, but we're uncapped. No capping. Take off your hats, because there's no cap here. I'm pretty sure they've each only had one Tetris, which is pretty crazy considering these players who are normally fairly aggressive. I mean, the top level players lately have been really all about pace. Right now, it's all about score, baby. Spin, Akatu. Did you know that T in Akatu stands for? Yeah, that's right. $306,000 for hazelnut milk, 288,000 for Akatu. Alonzo dancing his little heart out. We're almost at that 300 line mark. One line, hazelnut milk will be first across that 300 line. There we go. This normally would be end of the game for her because we usually have a 300 line cap. There's anyone who might be here not in the loop, which is probably unlikely. Anyway, but we're playing uncapped right now. So, yeah. We have 21 viewers, which is a good amount for us. So, yeah. This has been an exciting stream to host. Myself being Nelstress on Twitch. Little me commentating the thunder and lightning end of BL season 4. See, what else is there to talk about? See, you know, I could be on mic for a while longer. Or, like, sometimes players top out really fast because level 20 is chaotic sometimes. But, you're playing pretty safe here. Pascal pointing out that hazelnut milk is more than halfway to a lines PB. Would be 528 lines. Akatu's lines PB thousands because he's just crazy like that. Built different, I guess. I mean, his playstyle's literally built different. Known roller, although he did play tap and on console in CTWC and did get second place against Heptus. Ooh, Octu playing a little high up. Ooh, Akatu's gonna get a little talking to from HR because he's clocking into work a little high right now. Oh, he's bringing it down. Oof. Oh, whoa, that was a little nuts. Hazelnut Milk definitely in a lead though. That's 410,000 points to Akatu's 363. He might have snuck in a Tetris noticing what the score say so. Akatu hunking down a Tetris though. Players, especially Akatu, seem to be getting a little bit restless and wanting to go for some higher scores just to kind of mix things up a little. That's just me speculating. I could be totally wrong. But yeah. Frank points out 420,000. Woo! Yeah. Hazelnut Milk is at 429,000 points. Akatu is at 399,000 points. There's the fuck for Akatu. Now, these players could both feasibly have this score by 100 lines. And here they are having these scores at 400 lines. This is why we have line caps. Because, you know, the really high scoring games take a little time investment. Who's hyped for GBL Season 5 when that drops? I think, given how this season went, that could be pretty exciting. Definitely look forward to hosting some cool matches. We are past the 400 line mark here. 472,000 for Hazelnut Milk, 464 for Akatu. Sebia says, who's the commentator? For some reason, their voice sounds familiar. It's me, Nelly, Nelstress, Nels. I am commentating. If my voice sounds familiar, it's honestly, it's probably from Tetris. I commentate a lot of gameplay Tetris stuff. The voice of GB Tetris. Oh, Hazelnut Milk tops out while I'm looking at chat. Oh, come on, girl. 515, so there's a chase down. 516 is the score to go for from Akatu. 433 lines from Case start. Jesus Louises. Casually dropping a half mil in comp after fucking playing out of her mind against Akatu in the proper competition. Hazelnut Milk says, bro, how are we lining out and then you have a chase down? He did get the point though. He's at 540 now. The jacked up board. Is it? Oh, Hazel. What? What? Hazelnut Milk says, I'm done. My fever is getting to. Are you telling me that she was not better and won GBL4 with a fever? That's that's insane. Although I guess I'm safe to say it's crazy now that Hazelnut Milk is not here to do the Rubber Room copy pasta. Now she's doing it to me in voice chat. The whole I was crazy once bit. And you guys can't hear voice chat, so your commentator just essentially is hearing voices in her heads. Oh, now Seb's doing it in the chat. Oh, is it Sebi? Is it Sebia? What language are we working with there? Oh, you guys. Yeah, Magarena. Flat from Akatu. Still playing 731,000. Oh, gee. Gee. Well, he's going for the max, as always. I need to roll his way out of this situation, though. Yeah, Hazelnut Milk, you can go. You're good. Take care of yourself. Um, yeah. Sebi. Okay, now I can pronounce names in chat better. Akatu about to hit that 800,000 points. Uh, Gets the bar, gets the Tetris. 827,000. Boy is cracked. Too good. Too good at this game. Whatever will we do? Skill level has been so crazy. Like we've had Hazelnut Milk and Akatu and Hepta just going off the rails. Then we have like all of our other usual suspects, like Tony having a great season, and Code Crusher's got that 2 million point score. Like that. Then Challenger's going all sorts of nuts. Gunter with that incredible run, Mr. Fack doing awesome things, and Redfield throwing it down. Yeah, good stuff. Well, that max is coming up any time now. We're 3 Tetrises away. Not that Octu's Tetris ready. This is just the craziest Mullen. And where is that max? Oh, sets up the dirtiest Tetris ever. Of course, the choke. The 578 line max choke. Back at you. Come on. Come on. Anyway, congratulations on the game win. Congratulations, Hazelnut Milk, on the league win. And thank you, everybody, for playing and watching. This has been so cool and so awesome. And such a wonderful season. There's a few more matches scattered around, especially in the Academy division, but that's pretty much it. So, yeah. Thank you, everybody, and y'all have a beautiful day.